Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 3rd of March. Unfortunately, the war continues across in Iran. The effect of that is seeing money running out of bonds, bearing in mind that the potential interest rate increases for higher oil prices, which energy prices is one of the first things to have a significant effects across the board. Everything relies on fuel, so energy. So when it drops down, there's a risk. The markets don't like the risk, and no matter how long it's going to be, there's no guarantees, obviously. So just looking this morning, then I'm looking this morning and yesterday. Actually, yesterday we saw the ISM manufacturing prices coming out. That was inflationary there for the US, and okay, that's nothing to do with the current situation. That was already built in there. Aside of that, then today we've got not a great deal going on here. Bank of Japan has happened, 4 a.m. 10 o'clock we've got European core inflation figures coming out there. Be interested to see what they're doing, but it's all historical. So we've got an annual budget release. Is that happening? Okay, right, at midday, half 12. So there we go, annual budget release. Right, okay. Just checking and rechecking here. Right, so watch out for the pound this afternoon then. Okay, side of that then we've got, let's have a look at the markets. The euro dollar then selling off strongly yesterday, particularly continued to sell off eventually, and is off this morning, breaking the pivot level here. So that's the quarterly pivot's broken now, and looking particularly soft. The problem with these markets when they move through as they have here, it's come off so strong already. We might get a little correction, and it's selling into the correction really is what to be looking for. You'd probably have to go down the smaller time frames if you're trying to get into these markets like this and take advantage of the move. Even the 30-minute there didn't do a great deal yesterday. The correction didn't come back a massive amount, but looking soft, but not necessarily a trade that's obviously, I mean, some people will probably just jump aboard on this. The pound, similar situation really here. Yesterday so it sort of recovered back to where it had opened, gapped open, still down, selling off this morning, looking like it's running through. Whether this is not, it's not helped by Trump saying that the UK is less than helpful at the moment, not its old self or something along those lines. The UK in terms of the help. Okay, anyway, the pound looks soft. Yesterday it did, as I say, made that recovery, spent most of the time just not going anywhere, and it's sold off since. So there's a sort of a two-way risk. It always is a two-way risk. It could go up or down, but the bias is obviously to the downside. The dollar yen, likewise, we're going into these points here where we could get intervention. Whether intervention will occur during the current situation is another matter. Oops, close that. Yeah, dollar yen just pushing up, extremely risky where it's sitting. It's flattened out for now, so it's risky. Of course it could continue. We could continue seeing a stronger US dollar versus the yen here, but as I say, with intervention sitting on the other side of the fence, I really don't like it. Aussie dollar, this has not been as bad. it it's ranging. Obviously benefits from higher oil prices, but it's not looking great at all at the moment either. Really, it's just ranging. There's a potential here that will just continue running off this morning here back towards these prior lows. US dollar CAD. Welcome to the even greater unknown, eh? CAD again holding up there. The fact that it's an oil producer might be helping its case a little bit in terms of traders not wanting to sell off so much. It does look like it's holding up better on the dailies here than others, but obviously not breaking the sort of previous Friday's lows there to become an more a currency of interest at the moment. There is the risk it could just carry on softening against dollar like most other things. Okay, cross pairs not particularly attractive at this stage. The Euro Aussie is one I trade quite well, had been trading quite a bit, but has broken down here. Looking soft again. It's moved so much, but yesterday, this again, it's got the risk of the yen, the other side of things. Intervention could see the downside of this look attractive. It has been pretty flat over the last few days overall, relatively. This breakdown here suggesting a softer euro. We'll see what happens with it, but again, it's moved so much. It's trying to get into some of these trades. My Euro Aussie still running along. It's still running in the right direction at the moment. I was considering shelving it. It's just toodling along. Got him back here somewhere. Just leave it for now is the thing there. It's not an entry as such. There's no entry sort of sitting there obvious. Yesterday maybe on the breakdown of the lows, but do you really want to add to the risk at the moment? Okay, so things not looking overly pretty here. Okay, moving on to the usual suspects. Gold. So gold is one that is benefiting. It's pushing on through overall. Saying that yesterday, just coming back to this 4-hourly picture here, it didn't. I mean, the acceleration had done beforehand. It's just sitting there, not really going too far, and it looks quite ugly on the hourlies here. The best potential is obviously to the upside at this stage, but it's on its outer side of its range that I drew on here. The standard deviations side of the mean. It's sort of pushing up, but there is reason for it to push up at the moment. I'll look at silver as I have been looking at silver. Not doing the same situation here as I mentioned yesterday. Gold's going to react to become more of a safety currency. Silver reacts when there's seen a shortage in or the price action. So it's not following. It will potentially still move in a similar direction, but not as strong. Okay, and oil up $4 this morning. So he's going back towards, sitting there at $74 here at the moment. Of course, the risk all sits with this for further upside. So opportunities in there, potential. A resolution would see it dump. That's the downside of risk going into something that is so risky and so affected by the current action. S&P's then down 1% this morning already. This is looking softer. The longer situation occurs, the more this is likely to come off with a higher inflation potential, having its knock-on effect. So at the moment we're seeing that effect coming through here. Did recover quite well yesterday, we'll see what it does today, but it is still looking soft. The FTSE's down 1% this morning so far. 3 minutes to go to the 8 o'clock, still pushing up there overall. Lower highs coming through here, looking soft. Now, taking into account yesterday, etc., this is looking like it's on a bit of a turn. Inflation won't help things here at all. Early stages, but as I say, with the correction, as with the risk is any agreement or sudden announcements or agreements, talking, etc. It's the risk that it could go the other way very, very quickly. Okay, and finally the DAX pushing down here. Lower highs continue to sell off here at this stage. Okay, yep, not a great deal here. Again, the DAX is my favourite short one of these equity markets generally. When it does start rolling, it's moved off quite a long way this morning already again. So it's maybe sell into the retracements if it occurs, potential. They might just drop on through. Overall, the risk to me is massive, and I don't, as much as there's the potential all of a sudden of making a decent trade or whatever else, I think it's a patience game. There's also a big risk of making a big loss all of a sudden, or what slipped with your loss, even if you're using stop losses. So, as I say, tread carefully, guys. Okay, I'm going to leave you there. I wish you a good day's trading, and I will catch you. I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Okay, just a question there. When do you trade? Solo, my trading has switched more towards the afternoon. Do I stream the trade live? I used to in the mornings. My morning sessions, I would be trading live and would be trading live if there was trades to be had. But the way the markets have shifted over the last year or so, the afternoons are more suitable. Personally, I don't want to be sitting here all day looking for trades, so I've been just setting up alerts from this morning. I mean, a lot of them are built up in the morning outlooks, so you can catch a picture to what I'm looking from this, and then wait. But I'm not streaming it live these days. Okay, I will leave you there. Take care. Bye for now.